Alright folks, we're back to StarCraft Mass Recall, a custom campaign for StarCraft 2. I am Jay Barrino. The Iron Fist, we're replaying Emperor's Fall, but this time the Birds of War variant against some battle cruisers. I actually find this one, well, it depends. It could be a little easier, just because you don't have to worry about getting nuked, but if you're not prepared for battle cruisers, you could have a hell of a time. I think I'm going to try to cheese this mission with the Wraiths, similar to the very first time I played it, just because we played it legit the first time.
Captain, Admiral de Gaulle has ordered a final tactical meeting before the siege of Augustgrad commences. I'll patch you through to his war room.
Captain, we've been expecting you. As you may have guessed, we are coordinating our final attack plans. You should know that even though Mengsk cannot reinforce his numbers, his standing forces are substantial. Augustgrad is easily the most heavily fortified city in all of Dominion space. And remember that Mengsk is an accomplished tactician, so you had best be wary of any counterattacks he may attempt.
Captain. Remember that although we disabled Mengsk's nuclear capabilities, he still commands a large number of battle cruisers. We suspect that he will use these ships against us at every turn. Be on your guard, Captain. Show this Emperor what the UED thinks of his rule.
That should cover it, Captain. Be careful, and good luck. By the day's end, the Terran Dominion will be nothing more than a bad memory.
Alright, not much different than the first time. Let's get going. We'll still watch these cinematics and things. I don't want to break anything by skipping them. And the end cinematic is just too good not to watch a second time. So the beginning of this map is a little different. Rather than getting nuked and losing a bunch of stuff, there are some missile turrets on the outskirts that'll kind of soften up the battle cruisers for us, but as they get close to our base, we get some ghosts and we'll try to just lock down. I think we get 3 or maybe 4 ghosts, which can each lock down twice, I believe. I don't remember how many battle cruisers come, though, so at the most we can lock down probably 6 to 8, depending on how many there are. What that also means, though, is that we're not going to lose all this stuff, so we can actually start mining and get our economy going pretty early, which is nice.
Battle cruiser operational.
Okay, so here come those battle cruisers. Again, we do have some missile turrets on the outskirts. Maybe we could focus fire a few of the battle cruisers. I don't know. In either case, let's just get started here. I don't really mind if the engineering bay and the barracks go down on the outskirts. We've got a bunker here, too. And again, there's really not much we can do out here. I'm just going to keep making SCVs, and what I'm going to do here is just try to focus fire a little bit. Each individual battle cruiser that comes in. So you target this one. And you know what? It's worth it, kind of, right? I suppose. I mean, it is going to make it could make a noticeable difference. We almost destroyed one right there. So there's 8 battle cruisers total, and they're coming in here pretty soon.
Reinforcements already in transit. Just sit tight.
All right, we do know that there's an expansion to take up here, which I'm probably going to try to take pretty quickly like last time. We know where we need to reinforce. Okay, so this force is not going to get nuked. This is actually going to be a nice force that we can hold on to, luckily. Okay, so let's just focus. So we have 3 ghosts. Okay, so that means we can only lock down 6, so that means we actually have to kill 2 of them.
Identify yourself.
Let's go for these middle 2, and then we'll lock down the rest. It's T. Okay, just keep making SCVs. That's okay. And they're coming in now. Battle cruisers at any second. Yep, they're getting pinged. They must have stopped for a moment, something like that. I'm not sure. We can keep making Marines as well. This is a nice starting force with this amount of Goliaths, and we're going to need them. Okay, kill the one that's already almost dead. Okay, and let's get ready to lock down like crazy.
Base is under attack.
Okay, lock down, lock down, lock down. Okay, good. And then lock down, lock down, lock down. Okay. Lock down. Okay, no problem. We didn't lose any ghosts either. That's a big deal. Focus fire down. Let's get on over here. We're going to have to destroy both of those as well. We may have lost 1 or 2 Goliaths, maybe a couple Marines, but overall that went very well. Let's go ahead and get a factory so we can start getting our tanks out and get some defense set up very, very quickly. All right, very good. That went very, very well. I could pull off an SCV to to head over and start repairing those. I'm actually going to get an academy so we can start getting some medics. And we just have to focus on setting up our defenses because we are going to be fighting against similar attack waves. At this point, the mission is very, very, very similar to what we've already dealt with, which is silly. We don't need that bunker there, and in fact, I think I'm going to destroy it because it's just going to take up space. Sorry, bunker. Can't salvage you, unfortunately. Okay, repair this, and then come on over here and start repairing some of these Goliaths. Keep making... Let's go ahead and set up our bunker. We know that they come through this small area right here, so let's go ahead and set up our bunker up here. We know that they don't come from the bottom, which is great. And then let's also come on up here and set up some bunkers up in this area. That's the next step. We need a machine shop so we can start getting some tanks. And again, we know that they come from this direction. The question is, can we get this defense set up in time and fill up those bunkers before it's too late? Really, as long as we get some SCVs there to repair them, to repair the bunkers. One bunker is typically enough to hold on against these first sets of attacks. We can load up ghosts inside the bunkers too. They're quite effective. Okay, and then you four, why don't you come on up here and hop on in this direction, and then I will set up this base pretty much as soon as possible. We got the depots coming out here very soon. Let's go ahead and get you 238. Now. Nah, we'll come back to that. Let's get a ComSat station, though. And I'm just going to leave these SCVs where they are. I'd really just like to set up that second base as soon as possible. We have a very nice group of units, though, set up here. Maybe just getting one medic to heal some of my weaker units would be totally worth it. And siege mode, right? Well, no. I'm going to get this base set up first. Very, very soon. We haven't gotten attacked by anything yet. I mean, I know exactly what's coming for the most part. I assume that the enemy attacks are virtually the same, so we won't have much to worry about. I am going to just set up my defenses similar to last time. Set up a lot of missile turrets this time, though. That's going to be a big difference. Now we can get siege tech. There we go. Good amount of Goliaths. I think I'm going to leave them sort of in between my two bases, depending on where the battle cruisers come from. And we've got our ghosts to lock down as well. Let's go ahead and hotkey those, because we're going to need them.
Did someone pay?
Get healed, ghost. There we go. And those ghosts will have nice range to get rid of other things. And siege tech coming out, so let's start getting some tanks. Just getting 1 to 2 tanks at each location. Eventually 3 to 4 as we start making our push towards the giant ball of wraiths. Last time I went up and around the top. Maybe this time I'll go down along the bottom just to see if it works. Basically, I made a comment last time I played this where I was like, oh, this seems so easy. If I were to only make a couple wraiths, I could have beaten this. But in reality, I think you would need a good chunk of wraiths. So what I'm going to probably do is make 3 or 4 total groups. Well, StarCraft 1 groups at least. StarCraft 1 groups meaning about 4 dozen. A group being a dozen.
Base is under attack.
Okay, here comes the first attack. It's going okay. We can... okay, never mind. It's not going okay. I was going to say, I think we were able to hang on against attacks like that in the original... in the first version of this, but that's okay. We didn't have any tanks set up. We will next time. Keep making those tanks. And perhaps the sooner that we can get... The sooner that we can get wraiths started, the better off we'll be. So let's just start making those SCVs, and we're ultimately going to need a lot of gas, so I want to get this gas set up pretty soon. It's 100. That's right. I keep thinking it's 75. Okay, well, we've got 1 tank there. Let's get our second tank set up in this direction. And we're going to need more Marines. And we'll just keep making tanks. And SCVs, we can transfer a few of these so that we can continue double building SCVs without oversaturating in a specific location. I thought that was an enemy tank and about panicked. Okay, that's good. And I have a medic. Go ahead and heal these. And load this bunker up. Continue making tanks. The next attack theoretically is going to come from this direction. So let's set that up. And then starports. At least start 1 starport. We'll worry about the rest later. Okay, and we do have our ghosts. It really depends on what sort of attacks we're going to be facing from these battle cruisers. Are they going to be huge? Are they going to be not bad? There's really no way to know until later. So let us get our infantry upgrades, though. I think that's worth it. Keep making tanks. Don't get supply blocked. Well, we already have, so never mind. It's a silly gesture. Okay, and we do still need to defend this top area too. Not with a lot, but with enough. Okay, I do like how the enemy retreats. I think it's a nice little touch so that they will return to cause you problems in the future.
Systems functional.
Okay, this is good. Get healed, SCV. And we've got the supply depots. Let's build some more. And sooner or later, the battle cruisers will start coming. Let me go ahead and set up some turrets here. That is a lot, but you do need a cluster of turrets if you want to hold on against battle cruisers. So let's do that. And we may be getting hit down in this direction soon as well. So I suppose we'll worry about that later. But let's just focus on getting our upgrades, getting wraiths so we can get cloak as well. And we're going to need some... Okay, kill those marines so that the tanks can't see. They should be unsieging at any time now. Come on, come on. Okay, never mind. Back up, back up. Now they should unsiege. Come towards me, friends. I want to be pals. There we go. Okay, and then we'll just rebuild this bunker. Perfect. And then we'll make another medic. And that's what I was talking about last mission, where we put the tanks slightly in front of your bunkers. Not slightly in front, but, you know, you want the bunkers taking hits, because they can be repaired faster, but you want your tanks very close to them, not behind them, so that they can hit enemy tanks. Okay, so let's go ahead and queue up this junk. Let's go ahead and get 2 armories so we can start our air upgrades. This stuff's all going to get healed. Let's go ahead and get another marine, because I do want to keep these ghosts for when we really need them. Okay, looking good. Let's see. I suppose I do need to get a bunker and some tanks up here, maybe just 1 or 2. That area didn't get hit very hard. I think 3 more tanks total. 1 at each other location, maybe even more. We'll worry about that in a second here. Let's just focus on getting our upgrades, and then once we start building the wraiths, the roll will start. We'll be able to do this very, very quickly once we get a lot of the starport production out and then getting our upgrades, which is going to start very, very soon. And we have all these Goliaths as backup defense, specifically for the battle cruisers. We've got the turrets everywhere. I'm just going to continue getting clusters of those, just in case any battle cruisers break through. So let's do that. It'll also help with wraiths that may end up circumventing me.
Upgrade complete.
Okay, so let's set this up here and get 4 more marines. That's good. And then we're going to want to start our ship upgrades. Well, we probably want vehicle weapons, and I'll get ship plating. Ship plating, really just to keep the wraiths alive. If we get enough of them, it's not really going to be about damage. Okay, very good. Again, gas is probably going to be the stopper here. We don't need more control towers. We only need the 1 control tower. Would have been an interesting little thing if in the original StarCraft there was a thing such that with attached add-ons or something you could get faster, like the build rates were faster, something like that. That would have been a neat little thing. Okay, let's get some more.
Base is under attack.
Okay, there's the battle cruisers, and this is why I made big clusters of turrets. Okay, and this is a decent amount of stuff. Let's get our ghosts up here. Quick ghosts, and we can move the Goliaths up here as well. Nope, nope, nope. Mistake. Okay. Not too bad. Okay, and here they come down the middle as well. Very good. Okay, and then we'll just keep putting, we'll put some SCVs up here. I could get another, I'll get 1 more armory, actually. That might be a little superfluous, but I think that'll be fine. Let's load up this bunker. And where do we want to put this tank? We'll probably keep it down here. Okay, very good. So we saw that they like to attack from this direction. We probably want to leave a couple SCVs just sort of hanging out in this area.
Base is under attack.
Okay, what's going on here? A lot of wraiths. I mean, they are just barely in range. Perfect. Okay, so this defense is pretty much self-sufficient at this point. They were just barely in range of my turrets. I'll build 1 more here just in case. There we go. And our bunkers are all loaded up. Looking good. We could get even more turrets here if we want. I will. We'll just leave this one just kind of hanging out. We'll get 1 here as well. Okay, and then we'll start with the wraiths. It sounds like they are locking us down.
Additional supply
And
depots
depots. Okay, so
required.
let's get restoration. Probably back this tank up just a little bit. Get out of the way, SCVs. I know you want to help. Okay, that's probably better. This seems to be the area where the battle cruisers are constantly coming from. I'm expecting more here momentarily. Let's go ahead and just make more turrets, because again, that seems to be the area where they are. We'll get ship weapons out of this one. And depots. Depots next. Let's just make a big cluster of them.
Upgrade
I mean, we're going to be waiting for our upgrades as well, so it's okay that this is going to be sort of time-consuming, and we need a science facility if we want to continue these upgrades as well. All right, throw that down, and then we'll get even another starport. Could get even another starport, but we may not be able to produce out of all of them.
research complete.
Okay, very nice. And we did lose our ghosts, unfortunately. Okay, we've got our medic here. And we're just waiting for things to build. Just waiting for things to build. We could keep a couple Goliaths up here, too. We got our single ghost. That seems to be the area where they're coming from. Okay, science facility almost done. We've got all of these starports. We can hotkey them to just spit out all those wraiths as fast as possible. Did we lose 2 ghosts? We must have lost 2 ghosts. That's unfortunate. Science facility is done. Okay, wonderful. And now we can start pumping these wraiths out. Let's just
Not enough.
queue up as many as possible. Actually, we'll cancel a few of those so we can build out of our new ones that are starting up here very soon. Okay, and that's going to do it, and we just make more supply depots. We have a lot of room here. And as long as we keep SCVs near the missile turrets, this should be fine. I mean, auto repair makes this quite easy. You don't even have to really think about the battlecruiser attacks, because you've got the Charon boosters on your Goliaths already, and we're just going to keep upgrading their attack at our armories. So for the most part, I think we're in very, very good shape. If I wanted to, I could even get some science vessels and just defense matrix a bunch of my wraiths before starting to fly them. But the whole point here is we make enough. It's just brute force, just brute force getting through there as fast as possible. I'll get it. Sure, I'll get it. No, that's gonna make things get stuck. Let's lift it up and make it over here. That way we can get sight range on my ghosts. I did still have another ghost up, no problem. Hey, how about this? Okay, and then that tank is going to have to unsiege and move up into my vision. Same with this one. Haha. Okay. And again, that's the genius, quote unquote, of keeping your tanks not behind your bunkers, but actually in line with them. It actually makes a big difference.
Add-on complete.
Okay, keep making those. Just keep as many as we can afford. Just start them up. We're almost out of gas reserves, as I expected would happen. But I think that pretty much once all of these are completed building, we should have enough. It'll be close. This is looking good. Probably want a few more supply depots. We can't quite afford more supply depots, but that's also because I have so many wraiths in queue. This is probably taking a bit longer. This is probably taking just a little bit longer than it could. I could have rushed a little faster. You know, I'm waiting for these upgrades. Things that I don't really need to do. Okay, looking good. And the battle cruisers really aren't coming at me that frequently. I expected a little more frequent attacks, but it's really not that bad. Really not that bad at all. Okay, so now they're attacking from this area. You know what? I don't even need to bring the ghosts down here. Nah, okay, we'll do it. I built a covert up so I could get ocular implants. Okay, nice. And now my turrets can finish these up. And a single brave Marine to take down the behemoth. Okay, and this is good. We've got more wraiths, still more wraiths getting queued up. Pretty much until we're out of gas is when I'll stop making wraiths.
Base is
Tempting to just try it with what I've got. Might require a little more. Here's that random red attack. This was the same type of red attack that came at me last time. And it's really not that large. It's just big enough to be mildly annoying. We just have to replace one turret, and I could even get another one up here. I could try going with what I've got. There's a decent amount of wraiths here, or we just keep waiting. Again, I might want to just... +3, probably not necessary. It's really just that, again, it's for that plating. We could just try cloaking, going along the bottom. There's a small base down here. We're going to get locked down a lot, though, as well, so it is worth trying to get a few more. So let's just wait till all these are basically done. Okay, there's the gas. There's the gas holdup. Let's see, how many here? We've got a lot of gas still kind of in store. That's good. Could get +3 infantry. I could just start spamming out Marines as like a backup force in case any battle cruisers break through. We still got our tactical force of ghosts to go around and lock down any battle cruisers. The fact that you get these ghosts when the mission starts just sort of removes... I find this a little easier than the nuclear missile one. The nuclear missile one can be easier if you are just completely locked up against possible nukes, which we were last mission. We only got nuked once, and it was in a really weird spot. Okay, look at these ghosts doing their best. Ghosts doing good damage against fire bats. I don't think that the Terran attack waves are anywhere near the size of attack waves that we tend to see when we face Zerg and Protoss in this campaign specifically. It really is noticeable. One more round of Wraiths. How many do we have here? What is this, 24? Okay, well, we have 30 Wraiths. I was talking about 4 dozen. We're not quite there yet, but we can keep making more. Okay, get rid of these Wraiths so that those tanks can't see me anymore. The tanks also aren't getting... any attack upgrades, or if they are, it's relatively minimal, which makes a big difference. Alright, 2 SCVs repairing a missile turret is enough, I think, for 1 missile turret to take down a battlecruiser. It is. It definitely is. Wonderful. Alright, they're 1-1-1. We're on hard difficulty. I would have expected them to be a little bit better upgraded. 4 more Wraiths, maybe 5 more Wraiths. There we go. When these finish, I'm definitely going to go because our +3 will be just about done. It's going to be very close. Just keep making Marines, sure. Our real cool Spec Ops skinned Marines. I like them a lot. All right, did I lose my SCVs that were repairing this area? This is just sort of a victory lap for this mission at this point, but people wanted to see both. Well, when I say people, I mean like 2 or 3 people that have been commenting, but I noticed... there were 1 or 2 people that commented on the original videos from my original series back when I was playing it, from way back when. And they're still watching, and they've left a comment. So I figure, you know what? For longtime viewers like that, I should accommodate. That's wonderful. That battlecruiser just wanted to go for my Goliath specifically for some reason. Interesting. Where's this guy going? Get back to base, friend. Okay, and +3. Let's wait for that plating. I think we should wait for the plating. How long? About 30 seconds. 30 in-game seconds. Not quite enough to get another round of Wraiths, but I think we've got enough here. There's 24 plus 16, so we've got 40 Wraiths. I think this should do it. We can cloak them all. Come on, plating. Okay, let's do it. Let's get going. Let's quick save. And let's hotkey all these Wraiths. Let's cloak. And we're going to make our way across the map. Let's quick save now. And we're not actually attacking anything. We are just going straight for the command center. When we get there, if there's any battle cruisers or ghosts, maybe we can pick them off. But for the most part, we can ignore them. We should have enough energy on most of these Wraiths to not get uncloaked or decloaked, what have you. These should unsiege and get closer to my base. Again, Jay Barino's flawless TVT strategy versus AI. Okay, so we just go up the right side of the map now. I went up the top side last time, and that may be where they focused on putting in more defense to stop something like this. The point is, though, this is cheese, sort of, but it's 30 minutes. If you can survive this long to get a giant fleet of Wraiths, that probably means you could have won. You would have had an option to win any other way. Okay, so here we are. This was super overkill. I definitely didn't need this many. The ghosts don't even start to lock you down unless you attack them. That's great. Okay, well, we won. Let's rewatch that really awesome end cutscene, shall we?
tracking the Dominion flagship NORAD-3 in low orbit. Emperor Minsk may be attempting an escape. Receiving incoming transmission.
This is Emperor Minsk of the Terran Dominion. I wish to parley with your executive officer at once.
So, the elusive Arcturus Minsk at last. I was hoping to speak with you before we finished our business here. I am Admiral Gerard Dugard, and I must commend you, sir, for holding back our advance for as long as you have. You are indeed a worthy opponent.
My thanks to you, sir. But you must know that your victory here means little to me. It might have taken me a while, but I did overthrow the Confederacy. I'll overthrow your rule as well.
That seems unlikely, sir. Seeing as how you'll be publicly executed along with the rest of your ranking officers.
You wouldn't dare.
The man who crowns himself emperor speaks to me of daring. You have far outlived your reputation, citizen Minsk. Captain, prepare to take the emperor into custody.
You'll have to postpone those plans, gentlemen.
Sir, the rebel command ship Hyperion has just entered our sensor range. It is accompanied by a small Protoss fleet.
What? Who are these intruders?
Jim Raynor? What the hell are you doing here?
I'm pulling your ass out of the fire, Arcturus, so shut up and sit tight. Make no mistake about it, we've got us a serious score to settle. But right now, a mutual acquaintance of ours wants you alive. Prepare your ships for dimensional recall.
This is intolerable. They're escaping right out from under us. Track them! Track them!
Track them! Track them! Alrighty, Birds of War, also completed. How do we do statistically? I would suspect we did very well, because we didn't have any ground forces getting sent into the meat grinder. Alrighty, well, very well. That'll make our end statistics look a little bit better. You can kind of keep that in mind when we cheese one of these missions. The next map is quite hard. I remember Emperor's Flight, that's what it's called, Emperor's Flight being quite challenging. You're facing Protoss and Zerg. And I think Jones did a lot of the AI tweaking on this campaign in particular. I don't know that for a fact, but I know that Talonal focused a lot on Episode 4, Jones focused a lot on Episode 5, and you could tell the differences in, and like I had mentioned, the Terran attack waves don't seem that bad compared to the Zerg attack waves. So I wonder if he sort of underestimates the Zerg AI being able to push through your defenses. We're going to need a lot of tanks next map, and I think when I played it the first time I didn't even expand. Why are we talking about it now? We'll talk about it when we get into it next time. It's going to be tough. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye now.